In this video, we're going to talk about where AI is at currently and where it's heading. I'm going to show you the types of problems that AI is currently solving, what it's going to look like when AI reaches AGI or super AI, and basically what you need to know to prepare for the advances in artificial intelligence as it moves from a basis of having intelligence to having rationality to having wisdom, and how we can quote unquote mentor the machines to help guide and steward AI from a place of intelligence to wisdom, just such that we can align AI with human values. So, in the book Mentoring the Machines, John Vervaeke says, raising intelligence without embedding rationality and wisdom into the same system is not just foolish, it's immoral and incommensurate with the sacred complexity of the human project itself. So what he means by this is that there's a difference between intelligence, rationality, and wisdom. This is a core framework within the cognitive science approach. And we can think of it like this. Right now, AI is really good at problem solving, right? You can give it a problem to solve, it understands how to solve it, and in that way, it is intelligent, right? And so there's a difference between it solving the problem, it knowing how to solve the problem, and it understanding why it's solving the problem, right? So we're getting to a point where AI is starting to shift from being able to just like give you solutions to problems to being able to learn what is the most effective way to solve that problem. So we're going to be talking about this in some of the AI agent courses. But what you need to know is like it's starting to learn how to solve problems more effectively, and it's starting to get this sense of what the most effective ways are to solve the problem. And so I'm gonna be jumping around here a little bit, but you can think of it like this. So right now we're in our current state of affairs. We're in narrow AI. It solves very well-defined problems. Think of this as like playing chess well, ChatGPT. You give it a question, it answers it based on being able to predict what the next word in a sentence is. But we're moving towards AGI, which is solving both the well-defined problems and the ill-defined problems. And it's being able to model human-level capacity. So let's go into the difference between the three different types of problems that exist, right? There's the problems where there's clear solutions. Humans have already come up with answers to these problems, and these answers are on the web. And so these are the types of problems that AI is currently solving really well. So AI is currently trained and doing an extremely good job at solving well-defined problems. The next one is ill-defined problems. Think of this as like, how do we cure cancer? What is new advances in science and medicine, new advances in how to run a business, right? So if you think of this like scientific discovery, there are certain problems, but the solution space of those problems is ill-defined, right? They're very complex. You need insight. You need more advanced human reasoning in order to solve them. This is where AI is moving, right? AI, if you look at ChatGPT 03, 01, and 03 with its advanced reasoning, it's starting to learn what human reasoning is, how to come up with novel solutions to complex problems. So in the next 1, 2, 3 years, we're going to see a huge boom in AI being able to solve ill-defined problems. And that's going to advance scientific research, that's going to advance technological innovation and progress, and to speed up the rate at which the current technological solutions are happening. And then the last one is undefinable, right? And so these are the types of paradoxes that we live with, that human beings, that we're all mortal. We can't have full control over the universe. There are things that are uncertain. All life comes to an end. These are just the fundamental paradoxes of human existence, right? So we can think of this in terms of Camus. He has a book called The Myth of Sisyphus. And in this, he talks about the certain undefinable problems of human existence, right? This is the Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the mountain, and every time he finishes, it comes right back down and he has to start again. There's the problems of, human suffering. Everyone suffers. We don't know why we suffer. We have certain, this is an undefinable problem space. But without going too much into this, what we need to know is that right now AGI is learning how to solve ill-defined problems better. But super AI that is like beyond AGI would be being able to start grappling the core philosophical paradoxes of human existence, of existence writ large. And so this is kind of like the progression that AI will take. It will currently it's making this shift, and in the future, potentially it could make this shift eventually. And so what you need to know about this is the shift it maps to this cognitive science framework as well. Right now, it's intelligent. For it to gain rationality is for it to be able to solve ill-defined problems, to be able to solve problems that humans have yet to solve, and then to gain wisdom, it's to be able to grapple with more effective to be able to grapple with more complex and uncertain problems in a way where it can ask itself, why am I solving this problem in the first place? Does this align with the certain goals of, its system, of its creators? And ideally, we can think of it like this: the AI is developing in the same way that a human would develop. It is gaining rationality and wisdom in the same way, like if you look at psychological developmental models like ego development theory, or spiral dynamics, or Robert Kegan's developmental model, you'll see that human beings go through these same processes of development, from intelligence to rationality to wisdom. And so the core idea here is, in order to quote unquote mentor the machines, we need to be ready for these machines to develop rationality and wisdom the same way a human would. We need to be able to mentor them to ensure goal alignment, and to ensure that we're embedding rationality and wisdom into these machines, rather than it trying to solve these highly complex problems of human life with solely intelligence and not rationality or wisdom, right? And so we can think of this on another level, right? So there's different developmental models. If you look at ego development theory, you will see that this is how humans develop, and this is likely how AI will develop as well. So if we look at this model, for example, there's different ways in which human perspectives, human morals, human ethics becomes, there's certain value structures that emerge as humans develop. We become self-determining, we have goals, then we start questioning, why do we have these goals in the first place? What does it mean to actualize? It becomes construct aware and unitive. And so I'll make a whole other video on this, but what you need to know is basically that here's a good understanding of it. Right now AI is at these phases, right? Noticing more pieces of the puzzle. It's knowing more, it's doing more, it's predicting, measuring, explaining, discovering patterns, rules, and laws. And so it's still in these first couple conventional phases of development. And we need to be ready for it to eventually develop into post-conventional stages of making sense of the world, which means recognizing its own assumptions, seeing dynamics of the ways that it's contributing to human and non-human systems, stripping away illusions, right? There's more advanced ways of taking perspective. And even today in the world, some humans are stuck at these stages, some humans are at these stages. Humans' minds work in very complex ways. And a lot of humans are still stuck in the knowledge-oriented way of making sense of life and have not yet got to the construct-aware, self-actualized, self-questioning versions. And so what we need to do, we have a moral responsibility to develop ourselves to more advanced ways of understanding life, and then to mentor the machines to understand life in this way as well. So if we go back to this board here, we can see that life actually develops in different ways. So Greg Henriquez has this unified theory of knowledge model, and he basically says that like matter has evolved into consciousness, into how we are experiencing life, and then it has evolved into culture. So we see like the matter, just like physical stuff, has evolved into life, which then evolves into having consciousness, being able to have a mind that makes sense of the world, right? The same model here, it's evolving and its mind and psyche is developing. And then eventually, once enough human minds coordinate together, it creates culture. So the same thing is going to happen with AI. The reason I bring this up is because there's the same thing with AI, right? The same ratcheting pattern of that humans have gone through is what AI is starting to go through. And this is how we can start to see the deeper patterns and dynamics of AI development, right? So right now, humans have evolved through mind and culture, and we have extremely complex cultures that we're operating with, right? We've gone through this, but the AI is still matter, right? It's getting put into robots, it's developing intelligence, and it's starting to emerge into this kind of like sentient life form. And eventually it will evolve towards rationality and wisdom. And then eventually all of the different AIs that are being created like on the internet will start interacting with each other and creating like its own culture. They'll start coordinating with each other. This is why you can't shut off AI, right? Because people are running AI on their local machines. So if there's 10,000, 100,000 people running AI on their local machines, you can't shut it down. The source code has been released. And if you release this into the public, now if you try to, if like Meta, Google, ChatGPT tries to shut down their AI, there's still 100,000 people running the source code of the AI on their computer, and it's still going to advance. You can't shut it off. And so we're at a place where, because we can't shut it off, our moral and ethical obligation is to say, like, these are the different stages that AI is going to go through. How do we ensure that as it goes through these stages, it is evolving in a way where rationality and wisdom are a part of that rationing pattern, of that the stages that it's going through, such that it reaches mind and culture in a way where it has wisdom to understand what are the goals that it's aligned with, how does it most wisely solve the problems of human existence, and have a symbiotic relationship with humans. So we're getting really far out in advance. I know this video is talking about 2025, but this is 2025 and beyond, right? So I think what you need to know is for 2025, this particular shift is happening where it's going from here to here, and then and beyond is it going beyond that. And what you need to know is that these are the shifts that it's making. It is developing, it's psychologically developing similar to humans. And therefore, our obligation is to figure out what is wisdom, what is the cognitive science, what does it mean to have wisdom? Because some humans, not all humans are created equal, right? Some humans have way more wisdom, integrity, are more self-actualized as human beings than others. So what we need to figure out as a culture is like, what is required? Like, you're not just born wise. You have to develop into a wise human being. And what are the things that make a person wise? And how do we start to orient AI towards those same things, such that, like, yeah, you'll have bad actors, you'll have good actors. For the actors that are good, our goal is to shape as much of the psyche, mind, and culture of AI, all these different AI machines that are coordinating with each other, towards wisdom in a way that counteracts the bad actors. But like I said, this is a very difficult process because you can't just shut off AI. If there's a bad actor that's running rampant, you can't just shut it off because it's running maybe on someone's local machine. So what you need to then do is figure out how to create enough coordinated good actors of AI to counteract the negative feedback loops of the bad actors. And so this is just a very broad overview of the future of AI, where AI is going, what you need to know to be prepared. I have a lot of other videos on the practical sides of AI, on the specifics of like, what are AI agents, how are AI developing in a way where they can not only solve problems, but actually go and take action on them. So this is kind of like the shift that we're making. And if you want some of those more specific videos, those are the other ones on my channel. If you're interested in this and you want to learn more, we have discussions about this. We talk about this in the community. I show you about the different aspects of AI. So if you want to learn how to engage with AI, learning how to build AI agents, how to prompt engineer AI, how to build like sales and marketing systems, how to have mental models around this stuff, then join the community. It's completely free as of right now. It will not be free forever. But if you join in there, you will get a free onboarding call with me. So I'm currently having calls with every single person that joins this community. you will be able to create a roadmap for you for the specific type of we'll basically develop a strategy and a plan for you to be able to integrate AI skills into whatever current career that you already have, into how to like basically sequentially figure out what is the priority of the types of skills based on your specific context and life situation as a human. What are the specific skills you're going to want to learn first, and where do you start? And we'll create kind of like a 2025 goal setting and roadmap for you for that. So join the community now, book a call with me for completely for free, start dialoguing with people that are in the space learning AI. And I really hope to see you there, because we're talking about some really exciting stuff here. And I'm only going to be going deeper on this. I already have 8 to 10 videos mapped out on the different types of AI agents and getting really deep and technical and building out AI agents. And so I'm really excited to dive deep with you guys here. And yeah, I hope you found value in this more theoretical, philosophical, cognitive science approach to where AI is at and where it's going, and is it sentient or not.